Do you feel like you're emotionally triggered when you felt like you failed on something or being unsuccessful? Or do you badmouth yourself and put yourself down when you feel like you failed? So stay tuned with me because by the end of this video, you're going to find out how you can be mentally strong even during times of uncertainty and being unsuccessful and really strengthen that mind of yours. Hi, my name is Kelly and I'm a mindset, spiritual, and intuitive coach. And I love helping people find out clarity and direction in their life. So if you love this kind of stuff and you like to put your past behind and your past thinkings and old thoughts patterns, then subscribe to my channel and stay tuned to my channel to be notified of my new video every Wednesday. So I used to do this, right? I used to feel like if I was unsuccessful and I was so intense during the moment, I tend to crumble a little and I tear up. I don't know if you felt like this before, but I have. And I'm sure you've been in situations where you get so angry and, your emotions are just about to boil, but you're trying to keep it cool. And then somehow you just, it erupts. And I tend to cry. Some people tend to get angry and you get triggered. And all sorts of things happen, right? So what do you do when you are unsuccessful, right? And you want to be mentally strong, but still not tip it and not get triggered and really keep in control. So what I found out through this whole time, why I did what I did and what to do about it, it's all in the video coming up next. So stay tuned with me. Let's get right into it. So tip number 1. Failure and being unsuccessful is actually fundamentals, right? We actually have to go through the process of failure and being unsuccessful so we can actually level up and grow from it, right? What happened previously, even as we're growing up, we've been told or scolded at or being, told off for doing something wrong or not being successful at something, right? And it kind of formed that base, that belief system that it's kind of bad to fail or be unsuccessful. And when this happens, we get triggered to believe that it's wrong, it's not right, it's bad. But the truth is, failure is actually necessary for us to grow and expand. And we just have to understand it and really program our mind to change our thinking patterns, to really say that, hey, it's okay to fail and it's actually growing and we need it. And every time we fail, it's actually bringing us closer to the goal that we need to be in. So failure is actually good for us, right? Every time we fail, it's actually bringing us closer to where we need to be. So the point is, I'm trying to make is, the more you fail, the more successful you'll become. Tip number 2. Tip number 2 is your past does not equal your future. On what we previously thought, right? Like, oh, that didn't work. That's not for me. And, oh, that happened and it felt bad. I don't want to ever do it again. But the point of this is the past does not equal your future. It doesn't mean that, it's not meant for you. It's just that people don't stick it out long enough for the process. They actually look at the outcome rather than the whole process of actually achieving what they need to achieve. They look at the outcome. Oh, nah, it was a fail. Nah, never again, right? It's actually about progressing and learning from the mistakes of what has been done that wasn't correct, corrected, and improve on it to move forward each step of the way. So when you learn to discover what went wrong and learn from it each time, you actually level up and you're actually closer and closer to where you need to be. And stick to it, right? Stick to it, progress with it, push for it, and that's how we learn and grow. So tip number 3. Tip number 3 is about changing the stories that you keep telling yourself, right? Keep telling yourself that you can or can't. I'm too big, too small, I'm too smart. That's not for me. That's not my type. Changing the stories that you have going around in your mind. If you want something different, you have to think something different, right? So being able to start that passage and start that way of thinking and stop blaming other people, because in the end, it's you. It's you that takes control of your own life and being able to change the direction of your life. And the first thing is to change the stories that you keep telling yourself and think of something else. Tell yourself something else. You know what? Let's go for it. Let's do this. So when you start telling yourself the right stories, you become mentally strong, right? Even if you're unsuccessful, you know you're going to make it. You know you're going to get there. You know where you need to go. And it pushes you forward every single time because your story is different now. It's not about what went wrong. It's actually, you know what? I learned from this. Let's move forward. So comment below. Comment below if you have ever been emotionally triggered, especially when you failed or being unsuccessful, and you just get so triggered that you either cry or get angry or get frustrated, right? So comment below and tell me all about it. So tip number 4. Tip number 4 is about taking responsibility. If you want to succeed, if you want a stronger mindset, if you want to make it to the places and have control of your mind, you need to take responsibility. And that's the number one key to your success. Instead of blaming other people why things happened the way they did, or things didn't turn out because it was the other person's fault, or, it was out of your control. And, we can blame the world, we can blame other people. But in fact, in the end, it's all you, it's all me, taking responsibility for the things that we need to take responsibility so we could actually move forward and be strong in our mindset. And what I mean by this is, for example, someone did something for you and you've given them all the instructions and you've given them, all the timing, but still it turns out wrong, right? What do, right? Do you scold that person? Do you, blame them or how this project has failed because of this person? Matter of fact is, you can take responsibility. And some of you might be thinking, why should we take his fault, right? But stepping back, you gave the instructions, right? Did you give enough or clear enough instructions or enough information for them to do the project? Right? Was it clear? Was it precise? Did you lead? Right? Or do you just you deal with it? Right? So there's a lot of things that you need to take back. You know what? I find myself reflecting and analyzing, I didn't give enough instructions. I did not direct them properly. I did not give enough informations. That's why the project didn't turn out the way it did, or this person couldn't complete their task, or maybe this person learns very differently to you or understand things very differently to you and just didn't come across the way it did, right? The project can't end up the way it did, right? So for you to take responsibility and say, you know what, if you want this food right, you need to make sure it's the way exactly how you want it. Picture it out, list it, sit in front of them if you had to, point it out, re-edit it and edit them, and or even take the project and re-edit and edit with them. That's your job. If you want things to work out well, taking that responsibility so you can get it right. And every step of the way, everywhere, it's a process. It's, learning from it. If you did that wrong, that's okay, right? Take that as a learning and then take it as a process and do it better next time. And that's how you achieve that great mentally strong mindset that you want and actually control your mind. Tip number 5 is about using failure as strength. Right? A lot of people take it as a disadvantage, right? You fail, you're not good enough, don't do it anymore. Matter of fact, take it as a strength. It's a blessing to have something fail, because only when you fail, you know where you need to improve, right? If you never failed, how do you know you're doing it good or not? If you're, need to improve or not? Being able to fail, it's actually great, right? So you can actually improve on it and learn from it and strengthen what you're not good at. That's the whole point, right? So being able to do it over and over and over and over again, like all the successful people out there, they failed more than once, twice, 3, more than 10, more than 50. How many people, successful people, have failed, 20, 30 businesses before? How many people have tried to invent something, right? Successful people, and failed, but in the end made it, right? It's not because they failed once. It's not because they gave up. It's because they kept going at it, and it's strength, right? They keep improving on it, improving. And that's what you need to do to strengthen that mind of yours, right? And yes, sometimes we'll be unsuccessful. There's a lot of fear. There's a lot of guilt. There's a lot of sadness. Yes, all of us feels that, right? We're all human. Pain is pain. Feeling is feeling, right? We all feel the same emotions, the triggers, right? For certain different things. However, it's being able to embrace that fear and being able to still go for what you want. Yeah. And that's how we all succeed and gain control of our mind and also become mentally strong. And when you become mentally strong, you're able to move forward in your life to things that you feel that are blocking you. You can still surpass them, because you know what? You're going to embrace that fear and make it part of your life, because it's all part of our lives. And when you have fear, it means you're close to your boundaries and pushing past your comfort zone to get to the places that you need to go to. And it's a great thing. So now with all the tips that you have there, right, to really strengthen your mind, to really take responsibility and actually stop blaming other people. And you know what? You've got this, right? You really do. And you just need to be strong and build that mentally strong side of yours, even when you're unsuccessful, because we all go through that, right? However, if you feel like there's something deeper than that, deep down, you feel like there's something holding you back from moving forward, in my description below, I have a guided audio session that I use with all my clients that are very effective and has an instant effect on people, right? So you can have a copy too, and it's in the description below. So if you like this video, be sure to subscribe to my channel and also be sure to share it with your friends, right? So for now, have a lovely day and I'll catch you guys next week.